Mm. So, well, I will share you a document, okay? Where we will see this comparative explanation. So, okay, maybe you will receive it by Gmail. For this grammar, we have to know that we have some, well, we're going to work with adjectives, okay? So I am sharing you. A second. Okay, so what is your Gmail, Gabi?
Gabriela Miranda Barriga
Okay,
@gmail.com.
okay. Gabriela Miranda Maria @gmail. Okay, so I shared a document, okay, with you. So maybe you could open it. And if
Okay,
you
yes,
can, okay, if you can share your screen with me, please. Okay. So, okay, now let's see. Comparative adjectives, okay? So what do we have in this grammar when we talk about comparatives? When we talk about comparatives, we have to know very well the adjectives, okay? So could you maybe tell me, Gabby, what an adjective is?
An adjective is like a word that describes something like, I don't know, expensive, cheap, pretty, something like that.
Okay, great, perfect. So when we talk about these comparative adjectives, we are talking about those comparatives, but when we want to compare between two things, maybe two things, two people, two animals, okay, but always about two, okay? So the first thing that we will have is about the adjectives. So as we can see here, we have the first kind of adjectives that is gonna be the composition. And it says when we have short adjectives, when we have short adjectives and we want to compare with another, for example, one thing with another thing, always we have to put to the adjective er. This is only for short adjectives, okay? But what about long adjectives? When we talk about long, we use more and after the adjective, okay? So we will see how we recognize
Hi.
Gabi?
Sí.
Oh, okay, Gabi, sorry. I don't know what happened. The internet was like, was cut. I don't know what happened. Sorry. Okay, so let's continue with this. We were saying that we have these two kind of adjectives, okay? So how we could recognize these two adjectives? It is because, for example, in Spanish, how we learn to count the syllables. It was by, for example, saying with claps, right? The same is gonna be here in English, but in this case, we are gonna base in the pronunciation, okay? For example, happy, happy has two syllables, ha-p. Intelligent, intelligent, four syllables. Short, only one, short, okay? We don't separate short, for example, no, okay? So only two syllables. So we have to recognize how to count the syllables. And in this first case, with the first adjectives, where we're gonna say that they are the short adjectives. In short adjectives, we only put ER. So this ER means like more, okay? For example, tall, taller. So tall means alto. Taller means más alto, okay? So that is the difference between the adjectives when we use comparisons. So when we have long adjectives, we only use more, and after more, we put the adjective. For example, more intelligent, más inteligente, okay? So let's start first with the short adjectives, where we have to put ER. It has one syllable adjective, for example, old and fast, okay? So these are two short adjectives where if we want to make comparative of this, the only thing that we will do is to add ER. So old, older, and fast, faster, right? Más viejo, más rápido, okay? But we have the other kind of adjective where we have, for example, number 2, syllable adjectives that ends in Y. So in this case, all the adjectives that you have ending in Y, always we're gonna delete Y and we're going to add IER, always, okay, always. For example, and below we can see the examples. With the first one, that it's late. Late only has one syllable. So the comparative is gonna be later with ER. Short answer is short adjective, big, bigger with ER, okay? Number 3, adjectives that ends in Y. So we have to delete Y and we are going to put IER, happier, funnier, and noisier, okay? Because all these adjectives finish in Y, okay? So what about after this? Syllable adjectives, 2 syllable adjectives or more, but these adjectives doesn't end in Y. What happened in this case? We are going to put the word more. Okay, for example, modern, in order to make comparison, more modern. Okay, modern, it's 2 syllables, modern. So comparative, more modern. Okay, so expensive, more expensive. Okay, so what happened here below where we have in purple color? Okay, that it's below. We have some, yes, there. We have some adjectives that they are like special adjectives where we are going to, maybe with this quiet, clever, narrow, or simple, we could use in both ways. Okay, for example, with ER and with more, quieter or more quiet. It's gonna be the same. Cleverer, more clever. Narrower, more narrow. Simpler, more simple. Okay, only for these 4 adjectives. So after this, we have another special adjectives that it is good, and then comparison of good. Good is a 1 syllable adjective, so we're not gonna put gooder, for example. No, this is a special adjective, irregular adjective, where in order to compare, it is going to change to better. Good, better. Well, better. Bad, worse. And far, farther with TH, or farther with U or A. Okay? Great. So with this, we can make comparisons. And one important thing for this grammar is this part where it says, often with comparative adjectives, we use the important word that it means that it is done. We use done, that means que, in order to compare 2 things, okay? 2 things. So, for example, here we have one person. John is 1 meter 80. He is tall, but Chris is 1 meter 85. So who is taller? Chris, right? The second one is taller than our important word for making comparison, than the second person, John. So Chris is taller than John, okay? So when we talk about the structures for making comparisons, we have in affirmatives this first one. First, we put the subject, the first subject. After the first subject, we put the verb to be according to the subject. Maybe it is with is or are, or maybe in past, okay, was, where. We could use in whatever things, okay? So after we have the adjective comparative, maybe if it is 1 syllable, we have to add ER, or if it is about 2 syllables, we have to use more, or maybe if the adjective ends in Y, we delete Y and we put IER, right? So
Mhm.
after this, always we put then, that it is our important word for making comparisons. And finally, our second adjective. Well, our second subject, okay? So for example, in affirmative, we can say, Alfredo is taller than Jariel, okay? So taller than Jariel. What about negative? When we talk about negative, we are talking, well, we have to add only not, okay, after the verb to be. For example, an elephant is not heavier than a dinosaur, right? In this case, as you can recognize, heavy is with Y, but as it ends in Y, we are going to delete Y and we are going to put IER, okay? And after then, and after a dinosaur, the second adjective, okay? Could we make questions with this? Yes, but we have to remember that always our verb to be is going to be at the beginning of the sentence, okay? First the verb to be after the first subject, after the adjective comparative, after then, and after our second adjective subject, and finally the question mark. So for example,
Mhm.
Alex is smarter than Alfredo. Okay, so the comparative here with are it is about or answer. Okay, and
Mhm.
maybe the answer could be, for example, yes, he is, because we are using verb to be. Okay, maybe yes, he is, no, he isn't. So the same short answers with verb to be. Okay. So some cases we can have, for example, two subjects to compare. We only can compare in a general way. For example, the weather is colder today. So we are not comparing with another weather, for example, we're comparing with,
Mhm.
well, in general, right? So this is about comparatives. Maybe do you have some questions, Gabby?
No, no, it's okay.
Perfect. Okay, so, well, about this grammar, we will do the practices in the platform, okay, in order to see.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go to the book. Yes, let's go to the practice. Comparative adjective form. Okay. Perfect. Everything's okay. Great. Yes, let's go to next. Okay, here we have to put complete.
Mm.
Perfect. So any mistake, and it is loading the answers. Great. Very good. Excellent. So how did you see this grammar? Was it complicated? What part did you see it complicated maybe?
No, it was easy. I remember a lot about this grammar.
Great, great. Very good.
Mhm.
Okay, so, well, right now, what we are gonna do today is, well, with this grammar, it is finished all the unit 3, okay? So I will assign you right now the quizzes, okay, about unit 3. Okay. Okay. Um, okay. So it is assigned. Okay. So we're gonna finish here, but the only thing that I will now ask you is if you can make like a little, like a composition, but of course talking. If you can make comparisons, for example, between some cities, okay, for some
Okay.
cities in Bolivia, between the cities in Bolivia, maybe if you know, so maybe some other city instead of Cochabamba, and you can make comparison with that.
Okay. I don't know, maybe La Paz is prettier than Cochabamba.
Yeah, okay. Try to make like a little composition.
Okay, right now, like in speaking, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. I don't know how can I say this. La Paz is prettier than Cochabamba because La Paz is exotic. La
Okay.
Paz has mountains, has Illimani, which is um, a very beautiful mountain. La Paz is higher than Cochabamba. Cochabamba is I don't know. If I can say flatter, like plano,
Okay, yeah, it's
flatter
okay.
than La Paz. But Cochabamba has a better climate, no, better weather than La Paz.
Okay. Great.
Yes. Um, La Paz is colder than Cochabamba, and Cochabamba is hotter than La Paz.
Okay.
About education, I think like the same, because when I go with Univalle to with my university to Cochabamba, I think La Paz is has better universities maybe than Cochabamba. What else? I don't know. La Paz is, well, creo que me quedé sin adjetivos. I think Cochabamba is bigger than La Paz, because I think, well, La Paz is divided with El Alto, so it doesn't count.
Okay.
But yes, I think Cochabamba is bigger. La Paz has more inhabitants. What else? La Paz is more dynamic than Cochabamba. I think that's because La Paz
Okay. Gabi. Gabi.
I,
Okay. Yes. So I
sí,
didn't.
este.
Okay.
Yes, I think it's the internet, but yes, I think I can say that, but I don't know. Maybe I I I have to say more.
No, it is okay. So do you know,
Okay.
La Paz and, well, La Paz and
Mhm.
other cities, do you know?
No, I
Okay.
only know Cochabamba.
Okay, great. No, don't worry, don't worry. Very, very nice.
Mm,
Yes. Okay, it is okay because you used all the verbs, all the adjectives in
mhm,
a very good comparison way. So it is okay.
mhm.
Perfect, Gabby.
Okay.
So with comparatives, we're gonna stay here. And tomorrow
Mhm.
we're gonna continue with the next unit, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so now let's finish with the survey.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, okay, Gabby, it is. Okay, perfect. Okay, Gabby, so see you tomorrow and have a nice night. Okay, bye bye, Gabby.
Thank you. You too. Bye bye.